Hello, it's Monday, October 16th. The word for you today is when you feel angry. Psalm chapter 37, verse 8 says, refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil. Let me ask you, is anger a sin? When you get angry, and we all get angry, is that a sin? Well, Ephesians 4:26 tells us, in your anger do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you're still angry and give the devil a foothold. So in your anger, do not sin. So it must be possible to be angry but not to sin. God was angry with the nation of Israel, but he didn't sin. Jesus was angry with the merchants in the temple, and he didn't sin. So how do we refrain from sinning when we become angry? Because we will become angry. Well, first of all, when, not if, but when we get angry, we need to just slow down. James chapter 1, verses 19 and 20 says, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For God's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. So we need to listen completely. Be quick to listen. Listen completely. Sometimes we get so busy, we hear a little bit, and we're off and running with our thoughts and what we want to say. We need to listen completely, everything they have to say. Sometimes we may not hear the whole story. And the second thing, be slow to speak. What you're going to say to yourself, and then ask yourself, do I really want to say this out loud? And even if it's true, it still may not need to be said. Listen completely, be slow to speak, and then slow to become angry. Take your anger to God. Talk to Him about it before acting or speaking. And if we'll listen completely and be slow to speak, oftentimes that gives us time to deal with it and not become angry to the point where we're out of control. So the first thing, when we get angry, is slow down. Second thing is, if needed, deal with the situation and be done with it. In Proverbs 15:1, it says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Deal with the issue. Let it go, and don't keep dwelling on it. Because as we keep thinking about it, we're just going to become angry, more angry, and more angry, and more angry. So just deal with it, and okay? And maybe somebody else is at fault, maybe they're not, but just deal with it and then go on. And the third thing, move on. Don't dwell on it. Don't replay it in your mind. Don't dwell on it. Jesus is the master teacher. Read in the scriptures in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John how Jesus dealt with issues that caused him to be angry. And yes, Jesus had things happen to cause him to be angry. You know, sometimes we get angry and it wasn't really called for. There was a traveler. She was at an airport and she was hungry and got this little sack of cookies, and she sat down to do some reading while she was waiting for her flight, and she put the little sack of cookies on the chair between her, on the chair between her and another chair. And she started reading, and then she heard this rustling of paper. And let me back up a minute. She bought a bag of cookies, and then sat down and began reading. And she liked these cookies. She was taking a bite up, and then she heard this rustling of paper, and she looked in 2 seats. There was an empty seat, and then with a little sack of cookies, and then there was another man sitting in the seat on the other side of that. And he would reach over and get a cookie and eat it. And she thought, the nerve of him. He didn't even ask. I probably would have said no, but he didn't even ask. And so she reached over and got one and ate it, and she knows he reached and got another one and ate it. And then she reached and got another one, he reached and got another one. And really the nerve of him, he took the last cookie and broke it in half and offered one to her. The nerve of him. She was furious, absolutely furious. It worked on her the whole time. She shot him a dirty look. Flight was called. She got on the plane, sat down, reached in her purse, and there was her sack of cookies. She was eating his cookies. She thought they were hers, but they were his. And so she was getting so angry, she didn't listen completely. She didn't check everything out first. So sometimes when we get angry, maybe we're jumping to conclusions. So when you feel angry, slow down. Slow down. Deal with the situation, be done with it, and then don't continue dwelling on it. Don't let your anger cause you to sin. Have a good day.